Transgender education. Okay, so transgender rights and transgender education has been in America and all worldwide for centuries. And it's been one of the biggest issues that should be addressed and should be fixed. Some of the questions I do want to address is, will you let transgender education be mandatory? And will you prefer to have transgender education be mandatory rather than sex education? Some of the answers for these questions is that transgender ed should not be permitted in young minds. Children are still figuring out what and who they want to be and should not be confused at a very young age. And parents do have a say in allowing or not allowing their children to get educated about transgender education. And last but not least, there is more pregnancies than transgenders that should be addressed at a young age. As for this slide, you can see there's a video that would be addressed and will be used throughout the PowerPoint.
One of the most biggest political issues we've had here in the United States, but not only here, but worldwide, is going to be about transgender education. It all started in Sacramento, California, where transgender education first came, which was because of a transgender child being in a kindergarten class. The teacher brought up a book about talking about transgender children, and because of that, it became mandatory, or is trying to be mandatory in California and worldwide. And that should not be the case. If transgender education is going to be mandatory, why not sex ed? When sex ed, there's much more pregnancies seen around than transgender children. The biggest reason why I am bringing this up is because children should not be taught transgender education just yet. Like in Sacramento, California, it was for kindergarteners, when I believe it should be for younger adults, such as high schoolers or even in college, because that's where they start developing and finding who they are, and that's where the bullying starts and how you start feeling more insecure about your own body. Action going on about transgender education being allowed in all districts, school districts. And because of that, I think I should bring this up more, because there's action going on and how to improve this issue in just California, it should be known and it should be well known worldwide. In the video earlier, it has been taken action that transgender education should not be permitted in all school districts. Just because that's going on in California does not mean it's going on worldwide. So this is why I am bringing this up. There are a lot of parents that should really be more involved in their child's education. And you can do that by just simply asking your child what's going on in school. And because heard about the LGBT community, transgenders believe that they were born that certain way, when that's not the case. They chose to be that way. And just because there are transgender rights going on right now does not mean that children get to know about them right now, since they are still developing and learning about who they are and who they want to become.